And we're live. Um, so, welcome everybody to the first Blenders Table. So, we have Quinton with us. So, as you guys are jumping in, join the chat, let us know where you at, what are you smoking, what are you drinking, and we'll kind of get into ours too as we go. So, this is the Blenders Table, where we will sit down, light a bowl, and talk to the people who actually make the blends we smoke. Not the marketing, not the 10 description, the real story. Why they blend, how they think, what they struggle with, and what makes a blend more than just good. If you've ever noticed what goes into creating something you pack into a pipe, well, you're in the right place. So pack a bowl of your favorite blend, settle in your favorite chair, and join me as we sit at the Blenders Table. Quinton, welcome to the show.
Hi, Scott. Thanks so much for having me.
Glad to have you. So let's just dive right in. Pipe smoker, cigar smoker. What did you start with?
I did start smoking cigars for my bachelor's degree. A group of guys they bought a box of those Hemingway short stories, and in a 3-day period of camping, we smoked the entire box. So that was
that's awesome. Yeah, that's a really good smoke. I like that one. I just discovered that not long ago.
Yeah,
that short story. It's good.
Oh yeah.
So what do you got tonight? You go on a short story. You got something else? You got a pipe? Okay. What you got in there?
So tonight I'm smoking some Boswell Northwoods. One of my daily drivers.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh my goodness, I smoke so much of it, and I'm smoking out of my. This is my little poker that was made by Brian Doran. B316. So great little smoke, and really enjoy it.
That's awesome. Northwoods. It's a man from my own heart. Love that stuff. So of course we got to ask now. What are you pairing it with? Some great quality scotch, some bourbon. What you got over there?
Well, I'm keeping it simple tonight. I got some good quality H2O ice water to keep my mouth from getting too hot. So
fair enough. Yeah. Good choice. Good choice. I'm of course smoking some really great tobacco with this guy named Schauer. Sure. How do you say that? Sure.
It's Schauer. It is
Schauer. Okay. So this nice Highwoods flake. I can see that from Schauer Tobacco. A really good blend. I've really enjoyed this.
Thank you. Yeah. It was a lot of fun to make, and it was kind of I guess it was the second major blend I've done, and I haven't. They're not really major, but something a big step for me in working through blending and figuring out kind of those components we can use to make something that people like. Hopefully, that's always the goal. So,
and this has like a slight topping on it, right? This is some vanilla.
Yeah, so it's 100% pure Madagascar vanilla.
Oh, okay.
And, oh my goodness, don't ask me how I got it, but
that was my next question. But okay,
I went through about 9. I took about an ounce of tobacco, and I was exploring with the topping. And it took me about 9 times to get it to where it wasn't totally just unsmokable. And still, I have gotten some reviews from people that are smoking it. It still is pretty strong. I think I probably could have backed off of it a little bit, but I do really enjoy kind of how the blend transforms towards the end of the bowl. It kind of seems like that topping goes away just a little bit, and you get more of that tobacco flavor, which I like a lot.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I mean, it is definitely a strong scent of vanilla, which I do like. So I love it. I'm trying something new here. I'm going to try to pair it. You got Highwoods flakes. I thought I'd go the Highland Scotch. It's a little Macallan 12. Thanks, House of Manners, for the recommendation. It's a pretty good Scotch. So we'll see how it pairs here.
My heart. Macallan 12.
All right. So you said you tried a few things with the vanilla, the topping. I mean, how do you know how much topping to put on to not put on? I am an idiot here, so help me out here. What's too much topping, or what's not enough? How do you figure that out?
I wish there was a more scientific answer. Really, it was totally trial and error. Being the fact that I'd never done it, I wish I had more of like a method to what I was doing. But it was truly just, okay, this seems to work. I enjoy it. maybe other people will enjoy it. So,
Well, we do. So let me ask you this too. Then, thinking about the blends that you enjoy, I mean, how did you go from, maybe sitting there smoking a pipe, going, "Man, this is really good stuff. I like this. I think I can make it." Well, what was that kind of like light bulb sort of moment for you?
um, a lot of the Boswell English blends are just so incredibly unique to me,
Hmm.
and that's kind of where it all started. Obviously, I didn't start there when I started pipe smoking. I went down to my local store and I got a corn cob and some Prince Albert, and that's where it all started. But then I branched off into the um, more of um, the complex blends Boswell has. I think I probably have a sample of every English blend they have, and every
Yeah.
one is just slightly tweaked a little bit differently, and has just such an interesting makeup. It's hard to even explain, but that's where it all started. And mine are not really English blends. Bannock Smokestack, the newest one
Hmm.
that came out, is not an English blend, but definitely has
Okay.
a little bit stronger components. We'll see what people think about it and how it goes. But
So band explosion. That's a unique name. How'd you come up with a name like that? Even Highwoods Flake, and I know you had the plum plug. I mean, those are some cool names. How do you come up with those?
so the plum plug was kind of just my first, because I bought a noodle press.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm doing the plugs right now. And so I kind of just, that was a more random one. But then I thought, I live in Montana. There are so many amazing aspects of our state. Highwoods Flake is actually named after the Highwood Mountains just outside of Great Falls, where I live.
Okay.
Um, and Bannock is a very old abandoned Western town in Montana.
Okay.
So there's kind of a historical aspect to that blend. And when we visited there, it's just such an interesting place to go and check out all of the old structures and just how life was like back then, basically on plains. So
Yeah, it's really cool.
mhm.
So you said the plum plug. I think you said it was your first blend, and you use a noodle press.
Yep.
What I mean, what was kind of the hardest thing to when you realized that was going to be the blend? That's how did you know when like, okay, this is it. I'm going to get this out there. How did you know when it was
So
ready?
plum plug was something that it has only three components: Virginia,
Okay.
no, two different types of Virginia, excuse
Okay.
me, and then burley. And so it was very simple, just kind of a simple, straightforward forward blend. And I sent it to a couple people um,
Mhm.
just to give it a test run, and they were like, I think you should blend more of this if you can get more of the components. And that's always the challenge um, now is finding the components. There's a lot of great places that you can get blending components, obviously, but some of those that um, you just can't seem to get a hold of them anywhere anymore. Some of the Sutliff stuff, obviously McBaron,
Mhm.
you can't. Highwoods Flake has every component in Highwoods Flake was a discontinued McBaron component.
Oh,
So
wow.
I mean, there's who knows whether I'll be able to make more of it.
So
Um,
what then with the blending components becoming harder to get, and what is your source? I mean, you got to reveal, all your secrets. But I mean, if I wanted to try some at home, where would I go to get some blending components?
well, Cornell and Deal has a lot of
Okay.
really easily accessible blending components. I had
Hmm.
quite a bit. I was, and I'll admit, I was part of the panic buying that happened and everything. I bought
Hmm.
pounds and pounds and pounds of stuff that I will not personally ever smoke, and
Hmm.
I think a lot of people did that. Some of those blends that I'm gonna um, experiment with next. I have some Sutliff components, and
Okay.
I'm currently trying to get a hold of more. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But um, McBaron, Sutliff, Cornell, and Deal. Those are the ones that I primarily use.
Okay. Very. So, I mean, so what is going to be your method? You going to go to like these pipe shows? Because I know Muletown's coming up here in a couple weeks.
I would love to. I would love
Yeah.
to eventually go to a couple of those pipe shows, but I'm still just so new to everything. I just have to reach out and get in touch with those people, and then hopefully it can work in the schedule.
Okay. Well, speaking of new, what was your first pipe?
My first pipe I got from Tobacco Pipes online when
Okay. Hmm.
they were still going. It was just a little Bing's favorite, smooth, and I smoked the absolute crap out of it. And,
That's awesome.
yeah, and when you first start pipe smoking and you have one pipe, everything goes into that one pipe. So
Right.
there's when you smoke anything in it now, you get a little bit of that Captain Black grape, you get a little bit of a little bit of everything that's gone in there.
That's awesome. Well, so the different blends, you see, that one's got a lot of flavor. I guess we'll call that ghosting as a proper term, I think. Um, what is I mean, when you're not smoking, obviously a lot of shower tobacco, what is your kind of go-to blend? So you like the Northwoods, but anything else that you really kind of gravitate to?
Oh yeah, Northwoods. A newer one for me that, in my understanding, is all Sutliff components. A newer one for me is this Ephemeris. I have been absolutely blown away by it, and I bought a pound a little while back
Mhm.
and turned it up, and then I reached out to Skip and I said, I would really like to. I love this Ephemeris blend. Can I get a pound of the Ephemeris with Perique?
Mhm.
It was only available in those small jars on the
Mhm.
Briary site. And he said, sure, just give me a little bit to put some together. And then he put it up on his site, and so I'm stocked up on those. Those are two that I love. I've been really enjoying the Burley Flakes recently.
Okay.
So Old Burley Bear, Ravenwood,
Mhm.
Wessex Burley Slice. I smoke it nonstop. It's one of my favorites. HH Burley Flake, which I only have a little bit left, but I still enjoy that one from time to time. And I jumped on the mass hole train, just like most everybody. I bought way too much of that, but it's great. I love it. I never thought when they dropped 400 pounds that it would be gone in a week or less. I don't know exactly,
Oh,
but it was gone. It was
yeah,
nowhere to be found after a
that's
couple.
great. Yeah, and
Yeah.
for those that don't know, Masshole was one of the Burley Flakes by Watch City that came out. Really good stuff. Um, Very cool. Okay. So I mean, so kind of going into your blending process a little bit. What is that like? You think I want to create Bannock Flake, or I want to create something new. Like, what's your process? You start with I have a few Burley and a few Virginia. Let's see what happens. Or like, what else? What's some ingredients I can get? What's your thought process when creating a new blend?
Mhm. And this to me, whenever I was thinking about this, and to me
Hmm.
it seems a little bit like a selfish answer, but truly, what do I like? What would I smoke if it was in front of me? Um,
Okay.
and I would like to start blending more with Perique, but it's so hard. Number one, it's hard to get, and I'm
Yeah.
not processing raw leaf yet. I'm not doing. I would like to, so that I can hopefully have more blending components going forward. But I kind of come up with an idea of what would I like to smoke, and do I think that this would, maybe people that follow me or follow me on Facebook or Instagram, would they enjoy this too? Like, would this be something that would be tolerable? Um, and something people would enjoy.
Okay. Very cool. And going to apologize. The comments are not. I mean, I got YouTube up here and I got StreamYard we're working with, but I'm going to see a few comments. But I look over to YouTube and there's comments flying in. So I apologize if I've missed a lot of the comments. But I see James Copp said he loves your plum cake. It's a tasty go-to. But yes, appreciate that. And yeah, so House of Manners, like I did, missed out on the mass hole. I guess that makes us. Yeah, okay, we're not going there. Um, but as if you are joining, yeah, go ahead.
You said Robert Manners
Yeah,
was
so House of Manners.
House of Manners. Okay, yeah. If he reaches out to me, I'll send him a sample of the masshole. I've been doing that. I have way too much of it. Anybody that would like it to try a little bit that didn't get some, please reach out to me because I will never smoke as much as I have.
It's a good problem to have. I like it. Well, we appreciate that. All right, so going back to your blends here, as you know, also going back to blends. If you guys are just joining us, what blend are you smoking right now? What do you have? What are you pairing it with? Let us know in the comments. I'll try to keep a better eye on that as we kind of go through here. But now, when you're you figure out what you're going to have, what blend you're going to use. What what are the kind of the components do you start using? Do you kind of like a base to go, all right, kind of like an artist painting your picture? What are you using?
I
What are
always
your
start with what kind of Virginias I'm going to use. And
okay.
I always kind of start with a base of either darker red Virginias or bright Virginias. That's where I start. And I kind of base everything off of that. What would go well with a bright Virginia versus, a darker one, red Virginia. And then I kind of I set aside about half of the blend and I start doing little pairings. Okay, well, I'll add a little bit of perique to this, and vapors is something I always enjoy. Well, okay, I'll add a little bit of burley to this instead with that Virginia. Okay, vapor, that's great. Well, I don't really have many Oriental tobacco components right now. I have a little bit of Turkish Izmir, but I would like to branch off into Samson, Basma, some of those other ones. I've personally never even tried those. But then I kind of go back and forth between, oh, well, this worked and this didn't really work for me. And then Latakia is always the interesting one.
Yeah.
One thing that I have struggled with, and I'm sure that some people have noticed with this about the blends, is the moisture content. It's where I live. It is so incredibly dry that the majority of the components that I have, even though they're jarred up, I feel like especially some of the Virginias that I pull out, they have to be cased before I can even think about doing something with them because they're just so bone dry. And maybe I can get some inspiration from you about how to deal with some of those. I've tried Boveda packs. I've tried rehydrating tobacco. Haven't really had a huge success with that. But yeah, anyway, I kind of strayed from what we were talking about a little bit, but that's kind of my process is start with the Virginias and then slowly adding the components, mix match, what works, what doesn't work, adding the topping. The Bannock smokestack has a really interesting topping. I've never done like an alcohol topping before, but have Lafroig on there. It's a pretty strong smoky peat Scotch. And so I'm hoping that people don't open those jars and go, oh, okay, this is not smokable. But I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, that's really cool. It's very interesting. And I apologize if I looked distracted. My computer decided to do a full restart while you're in the middle of talking. So apologize if I seem a little off there. But yes, so House of Manners, you got your Malcolm's Pipe Shop, some Sun Bear Tupelo. Okay, very nice. Good stuff. Captain Burley Slice has some Mass Hole and a French Mod BC. But he had smoked some Highwood Flake earlier. Nice. So when what some kind of influences you when you talked about the naming and about how you got local sites, but as you start creating blends going forward, what do you look for like some aspirations, some things to kind of go, it's something I want to smoke, or is it a gap I see in the market that you want to try to fill with the whole closing of Sutliff? And what kind of got you in the micro blending and where you're heading with Schauer Tobacco?
Well, I wish I could say I would like to fill gaps, but that isn't really possible because there are so many incredible small batch blenders out there. And I have been on this absolute search to find all of them. And so one thing that I have been thinking about though, and I was smoking recently, I only have about maybe an ounce or two that one of my good friends gave to me. Some 2023 Rougarou from Watch City. And I think that there are a lot of great Perique blends out there. There are, but I think that there is besides Rougarou, kind of an absence of a super strong, heavy Perique blend out there that's smokable. That's the problem is it's you can put all the Perique you want into a blend, but it won't make it smokable if you can't. Who knows what Ernie does to that to make
Right.
it. But yeah, I think that I personally would like to see some more Perique blends that are blended well. And anyway, yeah,
Okay.
I have
So
a
is that a
straying against straying away from your questions, but
no? So are you giving a hint there may be some stronger Perique blends coming out from Schauer Tobacco?
oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm working through it right now. We'll see how it goes.
I love it. So as
Very
you're working through it, I mean, when you get these blends, what is like one of the telltale signs to go, yep, this bad boy's ready to go out the door?
Well, I've had to scrap a couple of blends, just like I said before, simply based off of just issues with the moisture. I've been struggling a little bit with keeping the tobacco hydrated, and I take everything out of tins and I put it into jars. Maybe that's the problem. I mean, it's more convenient for me having tobacco in jars and rather than having hundreds of tins or laying around.
Right.
For me, it's just
No, for sure. And that's, they say the tins could leak. So, don't leak if it's in a mason jar. That makes sense. Yeah, that's fair. So let me go with a fast 5 questions for you here about blending. Yeah, ones you weren't prepared for. So here you go. Just quick answers, nothing you really need to expound on. Just want to curious what your thoughts are for blending. So we're going to go with a Virginia or Burley base. What do you prefer?
Are you asking like blends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you're going to create a new blend. What's the base you're going to look for? Virginia or Burley base? What do you like to start with?
Oh, Virginia.
Okay, Virginia. All right. Latakia, Latakia, however you want to say it. Essential or overrated?
I think it's essential.
Oh man, like it.
Absolutely.
What would be one of the most underrated leaves?
Turkish Izmir.
Ooh, okay.
Or Izmir Turkish, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But
So I've had that in blends. Okay, I'm breaking my own rules here. What's some flavor profiles of that? What do you get with that? What do you use it for?
there is a really nice floral, not floral like the Gawith Lakeland Essence type of floral, but there's just the tobacco is brighter and has a more kind of a larger spectrum of flavor when those Orientals are added, in my opinion. That's just what I get from that. A great example of that from Beyond Cornell and Deal this year. Oh, it's just like a explosion of flavor in that tobacco that I get with all those Orientals versus just having Latakia. But
all right, number 4. What is your favorite leaf to work with?
Recently, Burley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And best pipe material and shape when you're going to test a blend?
So I have 3.
Okay.
Whenever I start tasting something I've done or tasting a new blend in general, I always start with a cob, and then I go to a meerschaum, and then I smoke it in a briar. So those 3 are typically what I do. It's never one. So
nice. So you kind of get the gauntlet for anybody trying it. You've already tried it in each material. You ready to go? Oh, a man after our own hearts. Look at doing all the work for us. Love it. And so real quick, for those that are just joining, this is the Blenders Table. We have Quinton Schauer from Schauer Tobacco on. So we're going to dive in here to a few more questions. And while we're talking, please feel free to hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for joining us. So here we go, some tricks of the trade. So you don't have to give, too many of your top secrets, but what you're willing to share, please do. So what do you think is we'll call it a secret weapon component that you think is currently very undervalued that you try to include some of your blends?
Dark Fired Kentucky is the
Mm.
new one for me. That's Bannock Smokestack. That's
Okay.
the sister blend of Bannock Smokestack that I'm currently working on right now, and it's called Garnet Ghost Town.
Okay.
I haven't announced anything about it yet, so
You heard it here, folks. First, folks.
Garnet Ghost Town. It's gonna have. It's similar to Bannock, but
Okay.
there's this ratios of the components are a little bit different. I turned down kind of that Virginia more, and I turned up the kind of that spicy Perique dark fired. So it'll be interesting to see.
All right. Well, I'm for one excited. So yes, put me on the list. We'll get that bad boy. So you can give me a hint that it's coming out, so I can be ready. Be
Yeah.
much appreciative. So, were there any current blends that well, not current, but any blends that you've worked on that you maybe just completely ditched and went, I can't release this. We're done.
Multiple aromatic blends. I can't. It's with the, and I can't right now, but I hope to in the future be able to judge the toppings. But I will have to come up with a system for measuring, this gets this much topping versus this, because it's just, and maybe it's just my relationship overall with aromatics, but I feel like I just can't seem to get something that, number one, I like, and I do like a lot of aromatics, but it's rare, but something that I'm trying to blend that I think is tolerable that I would sell. I'm not there yet. So
what are some of your favorite aromatics?
Aromatics, well, right off the bat, I'd have to say anything Boswell that I've gotten and tried seems like a really high quality aromatic. The Country Squire, they blow it. It just blows me away. Some of their blends. I really like Arrowhead from Paul's Pipe Shop.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Really like it, and and my understanding is that it's an aromatic with Latakia, kind of what we were talking about. One of those. I think it's essential. There's so many aromatic blends, Hunting Creek, that have a little bit of Latakia. I love that. It adds a whole nother dimension to those types of blends. Just gives them more body. And I think that's what my blends have been lacking, is it's too much on the flavor and not enough body. So just kind of finding those components and getting the ratio right of what they need.
So you mentioned Hunting Creek. That was actually my transition blend from aromatics to going, whoa, these things can have taste. Oh, this is delicious. So that's, I think it was a lot of Kia is what I've kind of narrowed down to why I love English. But yeah, Hunting Creek from Country Squires, that was the one that did it for me. So great pick. Let's see. So you try your new blends and every single type of pipe. Is there one that you tend to just smoke your blends in? Like once you tried it out, you're like, okay, do you see which one's best, or do you just keep going to the same pipe every time? You can go to different pipes with the different blends.
So one pipe that I frequently go back to is this MBSD Meerschaum pipe, and I smoke it all the time. It's got a little bit of coloration there, but not very much. So I'm clearly not smoking it enough. But this is kind of my everything pipe. I've smoked aromatics out of it. I've smoked, burley blends, Virginia, and it doesn't ghost, and it just always smokes cool. It handles the blends that are a little bit wetter. Some of those aromatics kind of helps with the moisture. So, in my opinion, so others may not feel that way.
Fair enough. So let me ask some of your personal thoughts here on some things. If you had unlimited access to any leaf, what would you make blend for your next one? What would you make tomorrow?
If I could get my hands on some of those stoved Virginias, mature red Virginias from Sutliff, I would make a stoved Virginia. One of my recent blends that I released in kind of a bulk format, the plum plug and stoved Virginia. That was a straight Virginia that I had actually stoved the Virginias myself. So that was kind of a fun project. I don't know if I got it right, but to my palate, it was kind of the flavor profile that I was looking for. A little bit, just it's different. It's hard to, people have different kind of takes on that stuff, but it just was a very nice change up from some of the others that I do.
So stowed Virginia. All right. I'm not the most knowledgeable on how to make a leaf to a blending leaf, like you say. How do you stove it? Did you just put it in the stove, or is there a little more work to that?
So what I did was I did the method, and I think it was Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. Those guys that were doing it, and putting it in a mason jar, and then putting it in the oven for a certain amount of time, and then kind of just leaving it in the jar to sit for a couple weeks. I used some, I can't remember exactly what component I had. I think I had some, maybe it was some of those Sutliff Virginia slices, and I started there. And I did kind of a before and after, and then one of them it was black. Almost, I left it in for way too long, so I did not. But it was interesting. I mean, it was, maybe some people might like that type of flavor. I saw one of Rattray's blends is called Black Virginia, so maybe some people like that, or who knows.
So you went full on burnt Virginia. So you went like what Starbucks does to coffee. You did it with tobacco.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So you call it. So that, I guess that was a burnt plum plug.
Burnt. Yeah. That did not.
So that one didn't make it to the table. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And explaining some of the process of what I do is so, like, when I lay it out in front of somebody, it's so stream of consciousness trying to explain that stuff, because I'm doing like so many different things at once. And I got juggling all these balls in the air, trying to do, all these different things, but then it all kind of comes into coherence when it goes into the blend. So yeah,
That's really cool. So, is there any other kind of leaves you try to experiment changing, I guess, from more of the raw leaf to like you stove Virginia? Have you dealt with anything else?
No, not yet, but I would. Okay. I have a couple ideas going forward. One thing I'm trying to do is just get a hold of more components and be able to do larger batches. One of my batches had like 8 jars. I mean, that's just not. I don't get to share. I just don't get to share very much with people. Bannock had 30 jars, so it was a much larger blend, much bigger release. So I want to do that going forward. So it'll be less releases probably for the next couple of months, because I want more people to have access to it.
Well, we appreciate you for that. We're willing to wait for more of us to get some, so we appreciate it. And also, those that are joining us, we have Quinton Schauer here from Schauer Tobacco. So please feel free, if you have any questions you want to ask him, drop them in the comments. We'll try to answer as many as we can. But as we're moving on here, so that's your unlimited access. What about a unpopular opinion? What is maybe one of these what we'll call like rules of pipe smoking that like the don't inhale, dry your tobacco for an hour before that you maybe feels like total nonsense or don't abide by? About that?
That's a tough one. I really don't. Nothing comes to mind. I'm terrible about drying my tobacco. When I open up a new tin, I smoke it instantly, and that can really bite you, literally, when you open up a tin of Gowith. One of my favorite blends is St. James Flake, which is until recently has seemed really difficult to get. I've been able to get my hands get a hold of it in the last couple of months, but that's one of my favorite vapors, and it's like soggy when you get it. So trying to find how can I smoke this instantly and but also I have to wait. I have to find some time to let it sit. So that is a bad one of mine, is letting the blends, the moisture, you know.
Okay, so unpopular opinion: smoke it fresh, no dry, and just burn the mess out of your mouth. Okay, I like it. All right, been there, done that multiple times too. So I've seen the question circulated a lot here too. But what do you think would be a great cure for tongue bite? What do you do?
I think one thing that's really important for me, and I tend to just, even when I'm outside mowing the lawn or something, doing outside work, I'm constantly chewing on something. Like I always have a pipe in my mouth and I'm smoking it. And that can really, if I don't pay attention to it, that hurts. So my thing that I always go to, I always pair every tobacco with ice water. That's just my thing.
Okay.
I feel like if I'm drinking, and I guess this could be an unpopular opinion because there are certain pairings, and I've seen your pairing video and it's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Some of those, for my palate specifically, like if I'm drinking like a strong tea or coffee, I feel like that I just can't. Maybe it's just my palate being underdeveloped, but I just feel like I can't really get some of those nuanced things in some of those some certain blends. So I usually try to stick with water. That's just me.
Yeah, that's a very fair point too, because the pairing is really it's almost become its own art because you don't want one flavor to really overpower the other. Because I've sure done that plenty of times. Water goes with everything. Coffee goes with anything with Latakia, Latakia in it. So yeah, that almost becomes its own art. Seriously. But yeah, you can't. And Northwoods Scotch, phenomenal.
I need
So if you need that recommendation,
I should have done that tonight. That's a great idea. I need to try that.
so I like because the darker smokiness of the Northwoods, it goes good with Scotch.
Yeah.
And of course, coffee too. Coffee's a great coffee with everything Latakia. You can't go wrong. And I've really started we did it a couple videos a while back about tea, and tea in the words of Ted Lasso, I always thought it would taste like dirty brown water, and it does. But I've advanced my palate a little bit. I kind of getting used to some tea, but some of those they really do pair well. Like I think we tried a Peterson early morning pipe. I think it was that one we tried with some tea.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't terrible.
That's a great idea.
And House Manners, I'll give you a shout out on this one. The I think if I can get this thing to come. Oh, there we go. Northwoods and Lagavulin 16. That's two phenomenal blends. You can't go wrong. So have you ever tried Lagavulin?
Oh yeah, and I'm a big Ron Swanson fan, and so he drinks it, so I drink it.
Yeah, that's exactly why I drank it too.
Yeah.
I mean, any man who's got that in his drawer at work, it's worth giving a shot. So yeah, that's exactly how I got into Lagavulin. I was a little taken back by the price. I went, okay, fine. Parks and Rec. Okay, I guess value went up.
Yeah.
Dang, that is a great Scotch.
Oh yeah. I think I've only ever bought one bottle, and I still have it. And I think I bought it 5 years ago. Like I just never.
Wow.
I don't want it to ever go away, but I wish I could drink it more. But the price.
That's my one Christmas/birthday present to myself every year is a bottle of Lagavulin. So it's special. That's my special occasion, and I make it last all year, and then buy another one. We're so good. Let's see. So yeah, so anybody got any questions? Please post them in the chat. Try to get to those. But some parting shots from you, Quinton. Here, you said you got the Dark Fire. Would you call it the Ghost?
Garnet
coming out.
Garnet
Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a timeline when we can expect something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably. I think it'll be released the same time. Well, maybe not the exact same time, but I had set kind of a date for a larger release of Plum Plug to be kind of March. We'll see if Garnet is kind of in that time period. It may be more April. Yeah. Okay. It's resting right now. I've been kind of slowly getting it ready, but I haven't done any sort of jarring it up or anything like that. It's going to be a while. So.
Okay. All right. So looking for a March, April blend. Okay. Like an early spring release. I like it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, House of Manners. Yeah, I do appreciate the shout out. I did celebrate my 40th yesterday.
Yes.
So original plan.
Birthday.
Appreciate it. And so we had originally planned to show for yesterday, but my wife basically said, no.
Yeah.
So we are here today. But we appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
So you got Garnet Ghost coming up next.
Mhm.
Anything? So that one's resting. What after that? What can we expect from Schauer Tobacco coming up this year?
I'm hoping a couple more releases. I think that in the next couple of months there will be the big plum plug release, and that was I did kind of the small stoved Virginia. That was a very small, but I think some people that got that enjoyed it. So the big plum plug one, and Garnet Ghost Town. Those are the two for sure. I have a couple other projects that I'm working on, but nothing that's really coherent enough to name or, be able to justify yet. We'll see.
Okay.
There's several things, and I'm always get open to feedback, and I always want if somebody doesn't like something, I want them to tell me how I can always make it better. And I've had a couple of those, so I'm always open to that,
Okay.
because I want to put things out that people enjoy. And I think it's so incredibly important right now that we're supporting these small batch blenders, with everything that's going on, everything that happened with Sutliff and McBaron. It's getting harder and harder to do this stuff, but there's so many of us that this is our community. Like online, the YTPC is like a family. The people always have somebody who is wanting to talk about tobacco and share samples and talk about why we like stuff. And it's been a really incredible outlet and group of people for me. And I'm just so incredibly thankful for all the support I've received from everybody. So.
Well, hopefully you've been keeping an eye on the chat here too. You're getting a lot of love in here. A lot of them are raving about the plum plug, and I think you got a waiting list now for your Garnet Ghost. So you better make a pretty big batch.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that. So you got some cool stuff. You mentioned the surge of micro blenders. That's really what sparked this whole idea for this blenders table, because there's so many of them. You guys are popping up everywhere. I love it. There's so many choices. My tobacco acquisition disorder has been going into overdrive for about 6 or 8 months now. It's like, we got Schauer Tobacco, and we got this over here, this over here. There's so many great things coming out, and it sounds so amazing. So we appreciate all the hard work. And if you need, an idiot to try a blend, you can send me. I'd be happy to try it. Yep. So you can send me a couple ounces, 10 ounces, so whatever. I'm happy to try it out. But we appreciate you. Let's see, Carolina Kirk, welcome. And let's see, I got this, Garnet Ghost coming out. How would I go about ordering that? What are any other blends that come out? Where can I find you?
So that's been kind of a work in progress. I am not the only social media that I've really been super active on are on some of the Facebook groups. I'm really not super active. I don't have a website yet. I would like to. I just got Instagram a couple days ago. So I've had a couple complaints about not having enough notice and people missing out on stuff. And I totally understand that. And that's a work in progress. Everything is. So that'll be something. I'll announce it earlier, and I'll let people know right away as soon as things drop.
Okay.
So that's going to be
so
I work on.
Once it drops, how do I do it? A comment? What do I do?
You can reach out to me directly.
Okay.
If you just send me a message, I'll put your name down. And for the people that miss out, I'll put you on a wait list. And if that blend if I come up with a couple more components, I'll try to put it together. If I can't, I'll reach out to you and let you know. And of course, if you miss out on one blend, you're typically right on the list for the next one. And I'll reach out to you beforehand. Like I did that with Bannock. I reached out to a couple people that I had known would like to try something. And I said, hey, I just wanted to reach out. This blend you can have before everybody else. So that's something I've done, but.
Well, we appreciate it. So is it too early to go on the list for Garnet Ghost?
No, if you'd like to be put on the list, you can reach out anytime.
So there you go, guys. If you're listening to this, you're hearing it now. Now, if you're watching the recording, I think it does. Maybe, okay, we'll allow them to, I guess. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, send them a list. Quinn Schauer on Facebook, saying how much you loved Ace class in his interview for the Blenders Table, that you want to try some Garnet Ghost. Tell him Scott sent you. That won't get you anything, but it'll make you sound cool. All right, so we got that covered. I have like a final 10 questions I want to rapid fire at you.
Okay.
And, just kind of what comes to mind, what do you think? Not all of it's about tobacco. And if you have any story you want to share with it, we can, but I'm going to rapid fire here. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Call the Blenders Table 10.
All right.
Whiskey or black coffee?
Oh, whiskey.
Oh, what kind?
Always.
Scotch, bourbon?
All of the above.
I mean,
but primarily bourbon. Yeah.
Or bourbon? Which one? Which bourbon?
Well, there is a Montana release that I just grabbed from my I think it was from just a local store here. And it might have, I don't know if it's specifically Montana, but it's called Sudden Wisdom. It was a new whiskey that they got in, and I got a bottle of that, and it's gone.
Well, I guess I better order it. I have to change my channel name.
Yeah.
Some Sudden Wisdom. Oh, okay. I have to keep a look on that. Okay. Early morning or late night?
Early morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite way to waste an hour?
Watch YTPC videos.
Good. Of course, Edie's a class. You got to start with there. But yeah, the rest of them, yeah, there's a lot of great channels out there.
All the time.
What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Well, that's a hard one because I feel so incredibly lucky to be a teacher. I love my students, and I love making music with them. So for those of you that don't know, I teach 5th and 6th grade band in Great Falls, Montana. We have 15 elementary schools, and I teach at 7 of them. So I'm a traveling teacher, and I teach. We see 3 schools every day, and it's all brand new beginners. We only see them twice a week. So the progress is slow, but it's so incredibly important to get kids involved in music and other hobbies at that age, because they really, it's very gratifying to be in this line of work. If I could sell everything and move my family up to Alaska and just live off of the land, I would probably do that.
A frontiersman. Okay. I like it. Very interesting. If you could master one skill instantly, what would it be?
Oh my goodness.
Chopping trees, hunting for your Alaskan frontier.
Well, probably being able to ski. I feel like every time we have a family discussion about going skiing, I'm always the one that's like, I've never been able to ski. If I could do it, I would do it.
Okay, skiing. I like it. Jazz or classic rock?
Jazz. But I also, classic rock has a very special place. Both. That's a hard one.
What do you notice first on a new tin of tobacco? Name or artwork? What draws your attention?
Probably artwork. Yeah, there's so many incredible. I like Ravenwood. Whenever I think of artwork, there's so many of them, but Ravenwood always immediately comes to mind. And the fact that it's done by hand, just oh my goodness, the artwork really draws me in for sure.
What's a tool that you cannot live without? Can be in the shop, in the blenders table, or in life. What's like one tool you can't live without?
Probably. Oh, that's a hard one. Jeez. Either I'm terrible at answering questions or I haven't done enough thinking. One tool that I can't live without.
So you're going to go with the stick, a director uses, or is it, an instrument? I guess I can call that a tool. Is it something you use to blend with?
So when I have a really bad habit of making a huge mess in the house. And I have what's called my blending bucket, that it's like one bucket that I am allowed to use, because when my wife comes home and I've been blending in the kitchen and there's 40 different buckets, she's like, what is going on? This is I'm not doing all these dishes. And we don't have a dishwasher because we live in a very old house and I haven't put one in. So that probably my blending bucket is very essential because I'm confined to that one little thing.
So that is your blender's table. I like it. Okay. Nice bucket. Okay. Last bowl of the night. Would you like to have it a quiet, alone bowl or in good company?
Good company. I feel like that's been one of the things that has been so beneficial about getting involved in this community, is just always having people to just always having that camaraderie. There's nobody in my area that I'm close friends with that smokes a pipe. So that's been difficult, finding people that want to partake in that, because it's kind of it's not taboo or anything like that. There are a lot of people that enjoy it, but it just seems like maybe my specific group of people, other teachers, music teachers, it's just not something that's super common. So that community aspect, having good company always. I always have a live on, and I always am watching lives and just sitting there and enjoying the conversation and a good pipe. So yeah, for sure.
Last one. When it's all said and done, what do you hope people remember about your work at Schauer Tobacco?
I want to be open and accessible to people. Sometimes I don't want to come off like I know everything, because I definitely don't. I'm just a person trying new things, blending new things. And I want people to know that you can talk to me, and I want to talk to you. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your experiences too. I want them to know that about me, that I'm not just doing it, for myself. I love being a part of this community and hearing from so many people, that their stories and their experiences with pipe smoking.
Well, very cool. Quinton, we appreciate you coming on. I do have one final question for you. I have John Harrison from the Ridge Pipe and Tobacco lined up for next month. What is one question you'd like me to ask him?
One question I know this one, and I was prepared for this question.
Okay, fire away.
So, and this is a question that I ask a lot. So, what is one blend that if you could resurrect it and have it be readily available, what would that one blend be?
Okay. I'll ask him. So tune in next month. We'll ask him that question along with plenty more questions. But Quinton, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on the show. The first ever Blenders Table. We stumbled through it. We got through it. A couple technical difficulties here. But we appreciate you coming on. Thank you for all you do. Love the Schauer Tobacco blends. You got a list already building of people wanting some Garnet Ghost.
Mhm.
So send Quinton Schauer on Facebook your request that you'd like to order some. Is it Garnet Ghost Crimson? Garnet Ghost, right?
Garnet Ghost Town. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Garnet Ghost Town. Yeah, get her. It's okay to correct me. Garnet Ghost Town. Love it. So send them what do we call that? Messenger, message,
Yeah.
DM, whatever. Slip into those DMs. Then like a saying they say. I don't know.
Yeah, something like
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate the interaction. Sorry I couldn't quite get all of your comments. I'm an idiot trying to learn this thing. Okay, so we appreciate you bearing with me. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time on the Blenders Table. Quinton,
that.
thank
Right.
you.
Take care.
See y'all.